Hi guys, it's Nick here from American Golf, down at the Aintree store. Today with me a special guest, Nick from Titleist. He's brought in the TS2 and the TS3. So he's going to fit me today. I'm going to start off, I'm going to hit my 915 driver. So we're going to get some averages, see what ball speed is, see what distance is, and hopefully Nick's going to be able to fit me for something that's going to go a bit further.
Perfect. So we'll get 5 or 6 to start off with, and then we'll kind of look at the numbers and see where we're going to go with it.
Cool. Under pressure now. I'm usually doing this on my own. A little bit hard on the face there. So we've got Pro V1 golf balls, Trackman set up.
So what do you like about the drive at the moment?
Well, to be honest, I've had Titleist drivers in my bag for pretty much since I started playing.
So with driver, what's the miss, what's the good shots, what would you be kind of looking for with a new driver? For me, it's obviously, it's not all about distance for me, it's about obviously keeping it in play, but feel's quite a big one for me. Okay. I really like the feel of the Titleist. I like more of a solid sort of strike, like the sound of it. Okie dokie.
Just before, obviously it performs well, but bad shot for me, not on this track now today, but generally is a pull left, generally.
Okay.
Bit like that.
Bit like that one there.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was a better hit.
Okay.
Like in the past, like I've tended to spin it quite a lot.
Okay.
Like, so I'm really interested to see the difference there, but that was probably quite a good shot for me, so there's 5 shots there. So Nick's been through these clubs with me this morning. Hopefully we're going to get a bit of information out of them as we go along, but basically to sum it up, we've got TS2 and TS3. TS2's got a weight at the back here. TS3 is a little bit more adjustable, a little bit like 917 was. So what are we going to start with here?
We're going to start off with TS2 first.
Yep.
Couple of reasons why, but we'll kind of talk about throughout the fit. Best thing is I'm going to leave it blind, so I'm not going to tell you what shaft you're in, what loft you're in, just want as much feedback as you can give me.
Okay.
Okay?
I've not even hit this once yet, so I'm looking forward to it. I've been tempted. So looks wise, obviously, similar sort of colour again to the 915, isn't it?
917, that kind of grey kind of finish, so.
Looks smart. Felt solid off the face. That didn't think that was out of the middle either.
Okay.
Okay. Ball speed looks
so that'd be interesting to kind of see them kind of strikes where you maybe feel you're not getting enough of it. Differences to maybe what we see in ball speed there and other kind of things as well. So good. How's that shaft feel?
Feels a little heavy, but feels solid as I'm hitting it.
Yeah. Okay,
so we just changed the shaft here. We're using the HZRDUS Smoke, which was a 60 gram 6.5 flex, and Nick's just put me in the Tensai 55X. So I'm interested to see if that feels better to swing. Like in my hands, it feels better already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Love the feel of that.
Good.
Like a lot of it to me is about feel as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, like performance is important, but it's got to feel.
Shaft feel a bit better.
Feels better. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Too late. So just changing the loft on the head. So was that a 9.5? Was it?
That last one was, yeah.
Right. I don't know what I'm trusting what you're putting in there. You put me in B1.
You know what it is?
No.
Good. Just one second.
The most I can feel, I'm here and you're not. The ghost I reveal, something when I'm not.
Shot.
Feels better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So if it's a little bit lighter, would you expect a little bit less ball speed maybe?
Potentially, a couple of things we might see. We might get a bit more potentially club head speed if we get centred strike. We're going to get more ball speed through that way. Changing weight for you might help just with our kind of launch and spin characteristics. So as before, we're a little bit low on them side, it's kind of robbing you a distance. So we need to try and get that up a little bit.
tell you that, but...
We're getting TS2 head.
Yep.
Kind of maybe just looking at different things, maybe through shaft to help get that launch and spin. That's the kind of thing that's robbing us of distance at the moment. We're getting the ball speed, which is great.
Yeah. Feels better to swing this.
Okay. There we go. Good. Again, everything's being around that 160 mark.
Yeah.
Relative to ball speed.
Yeah. That's always at the top end of my spectrum normally.
Good. 161. Again, I think it's exactly the same carry.
Yeah.
262. Good. 267, that's your longest carry. Good, that's fine, mate.
Feels good, this.
The big thing is, when we're looking at spin, we talked about it before, but big thing from a consumer side is that so many golfers look at getting as low as spin as they can get it.
Yeah.
Is it, like what I've seen with a lot of guys the last couple of weeks, you know, professionals, good amateur elite players, is that when we actually give them spin, they get better dispersion and they get more distance, because the lack of spin is what's killing them with distance.
Okay, so we're switching over to the TS3, same size head, a little bit more adjustability on this.
Yeah, so we've got a bit more kind of fine tuning for the ball flight.
Yeah.
Even though we've kind of got more into it, it's still a bang on 50-50 split on tour, so it's not like the better players are playing that, and there's a little bit, it's depending on what the player wants out of the driver.
Yeah.
Maybe a touch more fine tune with this one.
Okay.
But it's as forgiving as last year's D2 driver. Don't feel I hit that great, but...
Well, it didn't feel like it did, but... Numbers are...
Again, that's an interesting thing to look at ball speed.
Yeah, 159. Right. Still carried at 264.
Yeah.
A little bit at the bottom of that.
Okay.
Felt pretty solid.
You and I'm lost. Shaded eyes found your reasons to hide away. Acting delicate for my.
Does that feel better though in terms of step from where we were at?
Yeah, I do like the feel of this.
Just not getting.
I don't.
Just not getting a launch and spin from it.
No. I just think the TS2 just is going to be a bit more forgiving as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks Nick for coming down today.
That's good. Thank you.
Really appreciate you spending the time with me. Just for the guys watching, can you just explain just obviously what's different with the new TS models?
So TS2, TS3, it's kind of in the name, Titleist Speed Project. We're trying to give you guys as much speed as we can. From great strikes to off-centre strikes as well. So just starting off with TS2, what's kind of differences, what's going on. It's a 460 head. TS2 is all about giving you the stability. It's your high bomb. It's that guy just wants to see the ball go up there and just go a mile. A little bit different profile in terms of how it looks visually to maybe previous Titleist drivers. We've gone back to that black kind of crown, that kind of look that you all like. But basically TS2 is just there to give you stability in the head. It's very, very kind of straight looking down at address. The cool thing out on tour this year is that we've literally got a 50-50 split out on tour. It's not one head more than the other. The actual thing that guys out saying out on tour they're actually hitting is two straight. So it's providing a lot of stability and just getting drives down that middle, that high bomber kind of play.
It's unusual you hear that.
Yeah, I know, 100%. It's not a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
We have a back weight in here we can change, but obviously from a fit perspective, go and see you guys like Nick or come and see myself at a fitting day. We can try and talk to you through about that. But all about just giving you maximum speed through a few different things we've done with the heads. Just giving higher MOI, higher launch, lower spin, faster ball speeds, which we all want to see.
It's what we all want, yeah.
Definitely.
So obviously, my first impression, obviously, in the past I've used the 915 D2.
Yep.
First impression, obviously hitting that straight away, obviously the ball speed jumped up, which I was quite impressed with, because I think maybe when I tried 917 last time, I didn't maybe noticed that difference.
That of a jump,
So I was quite happy to stick with what I had, but obviously you can see the performance.
Yeah, and it's the performance of it's nice to see faster ball speeds, but it's the consistency of that ball speed we want to see as well, like say dispersion, we want to see that carry distance being as close as we can get it, and that's if we can do that, that's how you're going to play better golf.
So there's a little bit about TS2, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about TS3 now.
Yep, so again, TS3, don't get too off put by that big back weight at the head, it's just another thing in a minute, but basically 460 head, pretty cool thing with this driver, this is as forgiving as last year's D2 driver. Okay. You know, very high forgiving head, it's just going to, from over TS2, give that player a bit more workability, a bit more control over the ball flight. Obviously we have the short fit hosel in both drivers. Differences in TS3 is that we have the short fit CGs just to help that kind of fine-tune ball like that a little bit more for the player.
So is that very similar to what you had in 917?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we've got the short fit CG in there as a fine-tune. TS2 we haven't got in there. We've got the weight nice and far back just to give you a bit more stability, a bit more forgiveness. Not, you know, this is as, you know, really forgiving driver. We've just got that little bit more fine-tuned for the ball flight. Like I say, again, out on tour it's 50-50. It's, you know, it's not like we're getting the best players in the world only using one head or it's as fast as this one. It's you know, they're both on the legal limit for speed. We're just giving you a bit more workability in the flight. From a shape visually wise, again 460, which has been different to other previous generations. Just a bit more roundness to it, a bit more that kind of pear shape, kind of look at that traditional kind of Titleist driver. Cool.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at how I perform with my driver up against these two now. So I'll put the pictures up on the screen so you can see them a bit clearer.
So what we've got here from a dispersion point of view is your red driver here, Nick, so your 915. So
okay, so yeah, you've got 2 out to the right, 2 out to the left, and also distance front to back.
Up and down a little bit as well. So, and then we've got the green one here is TS2, and the gold one being TS3. Okay. So when we look at numbers wise, with your driver, your ball speed was 158.1. Yeah. Launched at 10 degrees with 2,500 spin. What that was equating to was around 252 carry, rolling out to 281. When we look at the TS2, so obviously I know visually you like the look of the TS3. So from the TS2 perspective, what we saw was an increase in ball speed up to 160.6, so 2.5 miles per hour more ball speed. Ticked a nice box there. Launching at 10 degrees again, slightly lower spinning at 2.3, but we saw an average carry up to 2.63, so 11 yards more carry distance than his 915.
And obviously if you go into a bit more detail, you can see the consistency
in the numbers,
in the numbers, and I think that's so important. Obviously we talked a lot about these new Titleist drivers, and it is about that consistency. Like, you're not going to hit every shot well when you're out on the golf course, and it's not about maybe that one shot that goes 300 plus yards. It's about the consistency, it's sort of the carry, the spin numbers. Yeah,
so if we kind of quickly touch on your ball speed numbers, 160, 159, 154.7, 158, so there's a little bit of difference there.
Down, yeah. So what was the dispersion there in terms of
so there's
highest and lowest?
6 miles per hour.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.3 if we want to be really on the numbers.
So over 5 miles an hour difference between my highest and lowest ball speed with my driver in 4 shots.
Yeah, so it's, you know, went into TS2, what was quite interesting, we saw 161, we ran that first one up, 160.8, 160, 161, 160, so much tighter, so the ball speed variance is so much less, so we're getting that consistency. If we can take up and down dispersion out of your game, you kind of getting an average carry distance. You're always going to take your carry distances to every course you go out and play.
Yeah, I agree.
So overall, 263 carry, 292 total. So again, 11 yards more total distance on top of, you know, your 11 yards more carry distance. Going into TS3, we actually saw an increase in ball speed, went up to 161, which is great, but we didn't quite get the launch and spin as maybe what we saw in TS2. So, you know, this is why it's really important to go out there and get fit, just because maybe visually the TS3 looks a bit more aesthetically to your eye. You know, just that stability of the TS2, which was maybe gave us the consistency in that ball speed, launch and spin.
It's hard, obviously, indoor and TrackMan here, but obviously the feedback I got from it, like, I did visually like the TS3 behind the ball, but then after hitting a few shots, and obviously there was a couple of missed hits in there as well, just felt there was a bit more stability with the TS2, and I think for me, I don't play a lot of golf, and I think that when I do play, I want something that's going to be a little bit easier for me to hit. So for me, it would be the TS2. Maybe not the highest ball speed that I got with it, but obviously dispersion front to back and side to side was a lot more forgiving for me.
So we went down to 257 carries. So there was an increase there, but obviously compared to what we're looking at in the TS2,
Yeah.
there's a gain on from that as well. So
Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect.
Thanks
Cheers,
very
bud.
much for your
Thanks
time.
for having me.
I really appreciate you coming down.
No problem.
You've probably seen Nick, he's been on a lot of videos recently. New products, I think absolutely awesome. I'm really excited to get it in the people's hands here at American Golf. Launch date in the UK?
28th of September, so that's the Friday of the Ryder Cup.
Friday of the Ryder Cup. Make sure you come down, go down to your local American Golf and give them a go.
The most I can feel, I'm hearing you're not the ghost I reveal. Still with you when I'm lost, shaded eyes found your reasons to hide away, acting delicate for my benefit.